Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Untangled. We're on episode 135. So happy to be here with you guys. Once again, come together from all over the world, chit chat for a little bit, talk about life, talk about our evolution, talk about the ups and downs, ins and outs, the roller coaster ride we are on, where we are going. Why are we going there? What are we doing here? My foot is stuck. Hold on. It's literally stuck. Okay. I was up all night last night. I will be sharing about my conversation with Jesus and what we talked about. Holy Moses. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear in the comment section. Um, are you feeling like you're kind of just sick and tired of being sick and tired of this world? Like, are you? I'm just feeling like something's about to pop and I'm super stoked for it. I feel like we are getting pushed against the wall to such a degree that and a very subtle push, by the way, to such a degree that eventually we're gonna just scream. Just, "I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with how, the world tells me how to do things and how to be and how to like, I'm just done." We're breaking out of and this is probably gonna take some years, but we really are breaking out of a, self-contained prison of who we are and how we're supposed to be in this world. I really see it, I really believe it. Um, I think that's why there's so much exhaustion right now, um, because I think people are getting tired of and they're not I don't think we're really quite conscious of what's happening, right? But we're exhausted with trying to keep up with how this world wants us to be. It's not resonating. Like it's all so artificial. It just is not resonating. Um, and it's going to continue to not resonate with us more and more. More things are going to stop resonating. More things are going to stop resonating because we are going to have to pull ourselves out of this really inorganic world so that we can find the organic, natural state of godliness in the human body. God in form is organic. God in form is unprogrammed. God in form is clear and pure and true. And so, what we're going to find ourselves doing is hitting ourselves, like bumping into these walls that are inorganic, which is the world telling you how to do things, why you're doing it this way. These very subtle mind control, manipulative ways of making money, being successful, finding a partner, um, building a better life. I mean, just everything across the board is this. And we can disguise it as it's helpful, it's useful, it's this or that, but it is still not an organic, natural state of pure awareness of you with God or source. It's just not. It's the external world continuing to very subconsciously tell you how to be. And it can't keep going on. There's so many things I see in this world that I'm just like just subtle things, you know, that I'm like, how are we still falling for this nonsense? Like what what? It just and I try real hard to have my compassion. I really do. I try. God help me with my compassion. Um, but I'm just so flabbergasted by the subtle ways in which we are being manipulated online. And and all I can see is how it pulls us from true authentic alignment with God or source. So I'm watching my own life I have this great analogy I want to share with you guys. I shared it in my 40-day class that I'm teaching right now, and I want to share it with you. This past week, if you're not in my SOAR community, you don't in my SOAR community, my School of Remembrance community online, I'm starting to share really personal, detailed experiences of what I'm about to step into and what I'm doing. Um, and it's very, very personal, so I'm leaving it in my SOAR community just because it's a really safe space for me. But there's a lot happening in my inner world, in my personal world right now. And one of the things that I am super stoked and grateful and excited about is how there is a guidance system among all of us that is bigger than us, that is coming online. This guidance system is not a galactic guidance system. It's not somebody channeling information. It's not a healer. It's not a psychic. It's not an astrologer. It's not a doctor. It's not a musician. It's God. And the more that I am beginning to kind of stand in front of this awareness or stand in front of this an invitation to connect deeper to this external source or God, right? With this curiosity of what is this? Where am I being called? Why am I being called to this? The more I start doing that, the more I realize I'm beginning to hand my life over. Like, there's no other option but kind of like handing my life over to this greater source, this divine light, God. And realizing that as I start feeling into this and tapping into this and diving into this, the more nothing else makes sense. Like, for me to start to try to do things on my own, build my own life, manifest my own life, it just feels so inorganic. It feels so synthetic. The more I'm connecting to this divine source, this light of God, the more real life is becoming. The more I'm looking out and realizing how inorganic, made up, fake, synthetic the world is in all its beauty, in all of the ways that we human, right? It's all beautiful. It's all part of the design. But there is a massive shift that's about to unravel on the planet for you and I, where we will be required to begin to stop really being in this controlled state and letting the world do what the world's going to do, but beginning to make choices based on how God has designed us to move, how God has laid out a plan for you. Source doesn't have to be God, source. How we're going to fight against this. Um, and and the sacrifice that it's going to make, that we're going to have to make, a lot of us in the beginning. Um, and we're very self-centered humans, unfortunately. We're very self-centered. It's all about us. And we like things very, very easy. We like things to be simple. We want them to be quick and fast. We don't want to have to really put in a lot of work. We don't want to have a lot of patience for things. Um, but this next phase of evolution that we're about to step into, that is what it literally, it's gonna pull us out of how we have been doing things for a very long time. Um, and so what's happening for a lot of us right now is this, things are gonna be we're gonna be burning things down. We're going to and hopefully not actually physically burning things down in our lives, although that may happen as well, so that God can get our attention. And it still isn't gonna get people's attentions because they're still gonna be about them. But, um, letting the anger and rage within you burn down the ways in which you've been living that don't work anymore. Like, scream it from the rooftops. I'm done. I'm done living this way. I'm done living in this fear. I'm done buying into this nonsense, you know? I'm done following all the scripts and all the ways. I'm done. I want peace. I want calm in the midst of chaos, right? What do we want? We want a better relationship. We want more money. We want a better house. We want more success. We want all these external things. And all that's going to do is keep us on the hamster wheel. God bless all of those things because they are part of being human and they're incredible. But eventually, humanity is going to start to come to the realization that this life is not about that. This life is about service to others. It really is. And service to God, to source. And when we start to tap into that, our whole world's gonna change. One of the ways that you'll start noticing that this is gonna start happening to you is there's going to be anger and rage around how you are being you're trying to squeeze yourself into fitting into this world in some capacity. It's not gonna resonate. Even manifesting and doing all this stuff, it's not gonna resonate anymore. It's like, "What am I doing?" Like, what is this all about? Is this life really about trying to make more money? Is that really what this life is all about? It's great to have money because then you can do all kinds of stuff and you can help in better ways and you can serve in different ways. But if that's the focus, like, what are we doing here? Like, what? And so there's this real big tip that's happening that I'm noticing, probably you are as well, where we are going way over the deep end of indulgence, way over the deep end. Like, it's gotten cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Um, Real seductive, um, consumption and, and trying to, soothe ourselves, pacify ourselves, um, and it's destructive because what it's doing is I mean, eventually we'll plop back over, but what it's doing is that it is pulling us so beautifully from this divine ordained connection to source, to God. So I want to share this analogy with all of you. Last night I could not sleep. So I have been really, really focused on working with Jesus one on one, really committing to kind of almost training with him right now. Um, again, I'm not going to go too much into it in Untangled, but I do go deep into it in my SOAR community. So if you're curious about what's happening and what I'm going to be doing, join SOAR. You'll hear all about it. And you'll learn as well as I'm learning what this is all about. But here's what I want to share. So I'm sitting up late at night. It's like 2 in the morning last night, talking with Jesus, not able to go to sleep, trying to I'm excited. I'm super, super, super excited because I know I the next phase that we're about to go into is so juicy and so good and so positive on so many levels. Like, I'm seeing it through this lens of the glass is half full. I always see things from the glass is half empty. I'm always the pessimist. I'm always like the doom and gloomy kind of like, God, that, we are really in for it. But I am starting to realize, oh my God, we are being going to be, this is going to be freaking incredible what is about to happen on this planet. Here's what it is. Okay. And take this with a grain of salt, this little analogy I'm about to share with you. Okay. If it triggers you, apologize. I promise you one day it won't trigger you. Um, and think about where the world is right now also. Okay. Think about I think about just look out into the world as I start sharing this analogy. Okay. So I want you to imagine that you are this lamp. Okay. And This lamp has a light bulb that is designed to turn on. It's designed to light up. All right. And this light bulb is the light of who you are. It is what connects you to God, to source, to the creator. You're not the creator. Okay. There is a creator. And you have an aspect of the light or particle within you that is designed to light up on this in this planet. I mean, in this human journey that you're on the planet. It's designed to light up. And you know that. We all know that. Most humans ask this innate question within them, who am I? You know, where did life come from, right? It's stemming from this light bulb that's inside of you. All right. It has this knowingness that there's something bigger than just this lamp that I'm playing as. This lamp has a cord, okay? And this cord is what connects this lamp to the creator, to God. And it's what lights up this lamp, this light bulb. Without this lamp being plugged in, the lamp is going to run around its entire life trying to figure out how to turn on its light. Because you see, the lamp knows that it's got an aspect of light within it, that it connects it to God. So throughout its life, it thinks that it's supposed to figure this out, that it is God, that it is all that ever is, was, and will be, that it is all is one. So I must be able to do this. I've got to figure this out. I am the light I am. So I'm going to spend my days, my years, figuring out how to turn on the light. Meanwhile, you've got this cord, right? Obviously, we don't need wires, okay? This is an analogy. We're also not a lamp, okay? We've got this cord. Let's call it an energetic cord for those of you that want to get real technical here, all right? And we take this cord. We've got this cord. It's just hanging out, right? And all we have to do is take this cord and plug it into the wall. We just take it and we say, you know what? I'm going to plug into something outside of myself. And then, whoa, wait a second. You're not supposed to go outside of you. It's all within you. But you have forgotten that there is a connection from your lamp to something else. It needs to connect. It's part of the evolution. It's part of remembering. It's part of your consciousness evolving. And so as soon as you start to say, you know what, I'm going to stop trying to do this on my own, and I'm going to see what it feels like or what it looks like or how to even begin to connect into Creator, God. So you take this, your little plug, you plug it into the wall, i.e. you go to the source and you plug in, and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, excuse my language, holy cow, I'm lit. My light's on, but I didn't do it. And then you unplug because you're like, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be the one doing this. How'd that happen? You know, and then you go back and you're like, you know what? I'm going to plug back into that source. That's 1,000,000,000% outside of me. It's designed that way. It's called the Creator. It doesn't stem from inside of you. You have to plug in. This is how consciousness works. You have to plug in. And as soon as we plug into the source, we humble ourselves. We let our free will chill out a little bit and we say, you know what? There is a creator. I am designed as this lamp in order to light up the part of me that's designed to light up on this planet. I have to plug into that external source. And we do all of these things out there in the world to try to do that. We take plant medicine. We do all kinds of healing work. We go to therapists, we go to psychics and astrology, we go to everybody. We do all kinds of stuff to get this to light up. Because it's we know that there is a light in us that needs to light up so that we can feel who we are. This is who you are, this light in the lamp. This is how the lamp is designed to be on the planet. But most of us have felt this our whole lives. Searching, 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 right? And we have forgotten about how to actually plug in on our own, on our own. It's your birthright to understand that you have been designed all by yourself to plug in to source. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars. You don't have to go to all these plant medicine places. You don't have to raise your vibration. You don't have to do any of that. You simply say, I'm going to go and figure out how to plug directly into source because that is the fastest and easiest way to connect into the light of who I am. And that is your authenticity. And as this starts to light up like this, then you're like, oh my God, I'm good. Whatever just, MJ, thank you. Whatever just lit me up wasn't me. It wasn't me. And whatever this is, it has now shown me the light. Holy cow. Wait a second. What the freak? And then you start realizing that it is the intelligence that created everything. Then you start realizing if it's the light of who I am and it lights me up and I have to stay connected to it, why am I going to all of a sudden unplug and think that I'm in charge? The whole world out there is telling you how you're in charge and you've got to do it. The world out there is not telling you how to go straight to source. It wouldn't make money. It wouldn't be able to manipulate. It wouldn't be able to have control over you. It wouldn't have power. You see, the whole world has to remind you that you are not able to connect to source. You've got to do all these things to be able to do this, to be able to find who you are, to be able to feel safe in the world, to be able to feel powerful, to be able to feel ... You've got to go outside in the world. And all that does, searching out there, paying all this money out there, all that does is keep you searching. And this cord is free. It's free. You just say, I'm going to try to figure out how to take my cord and plug it into the source. God, how do I do that? You start creating that intention. God, I want to give my life to you. Where are you? I want to give my life to you. God, I want to surrender my will to you. Creator, source. I want you to show me. And as soon as we start saying that, which is very difficult for most people in the spiritual community, they have a hard time because we have been brought up that we are the ones doing this, that we are God. Of course we feel that way. There's a light bulb in here that's designed to turn on. So we're trying to find it and find it and find it and find it and find it. And we tap into it, right? You'll take some sort of ayahuasca, or you'll have a really beautiful healing ceremony, or you'll have this mind-blowing sound healing session, and you access this. You're like, holy cow. All of a sudden you feel this. You're like, oh, this turns on. You're like, oh my God, I'm God. I did it. I did it. Right? Tracy, thank you. I did it. But then what happens? Because you don't realize that you have to actually plug in, you think it's that medicine, or you think it's this person, or you think it's something outside of you that did it, or you actually think you did it. And so then you go around trying to keep this light lit up. It's never going to stay lit up because you didn't actually go to the source. You're not plugged in. You had the experience of being plugged in because you were able to feel that light, like, holy God, that was so incredible. But it wasn't, you didn't consciously choose to plug in. It's a very, very, very different reality. It's a very different reality. The whole world is doing the opposite of this. You know that you have the power to just go straight to God. And you know that when you just go straight to God, something miraculous will start happening in your life. And by the way, ps.com, it's not easy. It's going to take patience. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take sacrifice. Why sacrifice? Because when you start, my friend, when you start taking your little plug and connecting it to source, God starts to take over your life in the most beautiful, holy cow, are you kidding me? Wow way. God, this light that lit up starts to show you where you're going instead of where you thought you were going. It starts to show you more peace no matter what is unraveling in your life. You start to feel more calm when all kinds of stuff is happening and you're like, I don't even know how I'm so calm right now. I don't know where I'm going or why I'm still sick, but I feel calm. Why? Because you're plugged into the source. All the things that used to resonate, all the things you used to think you don't need anymore. You're looking out at the world saying, oh my God, holy cow, what? It's like you found the hidden treasures to this next phase of evolution. And everything starts, you're looking around, and then you gotta follow. You know, they talk about obedience. People don't like that in the spiritual community. But when source is plugged into you and you are plugged into source, you're now living one with God. God is now flowing through you like these living waters. You start feeling it, you start hearing it, you start realizing that something else is working through you. It starts to feel good even though it doesn't feel good because you're starting to like have to change the way you're doing things. You feel like when you cuss, it doesn't feel right anymore. You're like, "What is this?" You want things just start changing. Not because you changed your thoughts or because you changed emotions or you healed something. No, it's because you plugged into source. You plugged into God. You didn't change anything. You didn't go and vibrate yourself into some sort of high frequency reality where all of a sudden you tapped into and accessed God and source because you were able to vibrate in some 5D field. 5D comes when you start realizing that you're not in control and that God's in control, source is in control, creator's in control, which means I better figure out how to reconnect myself to this so that I can live as God like in my lamp, in my body. Realizing, holy cow, this is not about free will. This is about divine will working through me, plugged into God at all times. You start looking around and realizing how sin is literally running this entire planet. Greed, corruption, pride, gluttony. It's all running the planet. When you start to connect straight to source instead of straight to everybody else, thank you, Donna, for that super chat. You start realizing how the whole world is full of sin. Sorry, I know we don't like that word in the spiritual community, but it is. Sin is just a behavior. It's all it is. It's behaviors that we all do that pull us from this connection because it feels good. It feels so good when we are in charge and in control and creating and building and like just filling ourselves up with all the good, juicy stuff that we can have on this planet. But it pulls you. It's a sacrifice. Humanity has been, thank you, Carrie, for that super chat. Humanity has been sacrificing. And all along, God's like, yo, I am right here. I promise you, I can change your whole life. And we don't know. It's not our fault. We've been taught that God's inside of us, right? Or we've been taught that we're all one. And we are all one in some way. But this new shift in reality is going to bring us back to the realization of where humanity started from and where they're going back to, which is a fifth dimensional state of being. Okay. And a fifth dimensional state of being is that those humans back in the day, millions of years ago, that lived in this fifth dimensional frequency were like this. They were completely aware of this. They understood it. They were living godlike in human form because they were connected and plugged in to a source that was outside of them that lit their light up. They were very aware of this. 5D humans did not say to themselves, I am God. 5D humans knew they were a soul in a human form with an aspect of God that was going to light up inside of them, that would connect them to source. Then they lived God-like in the human body. They understood free will versus divine will. The Garden of Eden that's in the Bible is a metaphor, in my opinion, for how humans lived in that higher dimensional 5D field before the fall of Lemuria and Atlantis. The apple that they took and ate, that is the sinful behaviors that humans started playing in that brought them down into the third dimension. That's the fall. It took millions of years. Read my book, The Divine Design, chapter 4 to be exact, or chapter 5. No, chapter 5. Chapter 5 talks about the fall. The fall from grace, the fall down was because humans started choosing to play in consciousnesses, behaviors that shifted their vibration and frequency down. And as that happened more and more, they fell from that graceful state. Choice, behaviors, sin, control, greed, pride. That's what brought humanity, whether it was with advanced technologies or not. That is what brought humanity down. That is what happened in the Garden of Eden. Where are we going now? What is Revelations all about in the Bible? That there is going to be a time where the planet gets dark and that Eden, the Garden of Eden, that this heaven on earth comes back. Why? Because humans reconnect, they plug back into source. They realize that all of these external things that brought them down into the fall, all of these things that are enticing us to this day, the things that are creating the rage and anger in you. I'm sick of this. This doesn't resonate. I don't want to do it this way anymore. Stop telling me that I have to fight. I have to be in this algorithm, or I have to create these thumbnails that create this or that, or I have to turn ads on in order to do this and that. All the bullshit that you have to do in this world, it's not this. And it stems from these behaviors that originally pulled humanity down into these lower dimensional states we're in right now. It's written in the Bible as a metaphor for what actually happened on the planet. It's insane how it's all connected. It's all connected. It's all about the evolution in human consciousness. It's all about plugging back in to the source, the creator, God. And everything else on this planet is extra little sprinkles on the cupcake that are either going to pull you away from this, pull you like this. All of a sudden, you're lost, confused, don't know who you are, don't know where to go, don't know what to do, nothing feels right anymore, blah, blah, blah. Or you're going to say, I'm going to quiet the freaking world. I'm going to quiet the world. I'm going to figure out how to commit and go straight to source. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do it. But I know that nothing else is resonating anymore. Now, the world is great. It's so much fun, right? It's so incredible to be human and to devour this human experience. My God, I mean, the way that we get to love and the way that we get to express ourselves and experience ourselves and help this planet, serve this planet is incredible. We can help people all around the world. We can help people. We can serve. And when we are plugged in and our light is on like this, not because we did it, but because God did it. When we do that, God works through us. The living waters of God run through us. And then our actions stem from this godliness. Thanks, Miriam. Yes, let's dance with God. Exactly. Um, our actions are stemming from this life force. Our choices are stemming from this life force. Our behaviors are stemming from this life force, not from our own will. Because if we leave it up to ourselves, we're going to be running around exhausted, frustrated, anxious, scared, worried, trying to get more and more and more in order to feel safe and secure. And the practice in the next 10 to 15 years is making the choice to figure out how to plug in. And people don't like that. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's so incredibly exciting. It's so exciting. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm excited to teach this. I'm excited to be trained, like really go into a deep training, like personal, internal training of this. Like, I mean, because I understand as I'm beginning to like unravel this with God and unravel this with Jesus, I'm like, man, this is next level. And it's also going to change the whole world. And it's also like really difficult, but also not difficult, but also difficult. You've got to have such a deep faith and um oh man, I'm just really excited. I'm really, really, really excited. I feel like you guys were about to have a really beautiful, it's going to be both freaking awesome and also really frustrating um, because the more that you start plugging in and your light turns on, right? By the way, source, God, the light of who you are, the most incredible experience, everything doesn't tell you, oh, by the way, in order to do this, in order to light your light up, you got to do this, you got to do this, make sure you're doing this. Oh, you also have to do this. And then you got to do this. You can't have these thoughts. Make sure you're not feeling these emotions. That's all nonsense. All that's doing is keeping you unplugged, trying to do it the way people are telling you you're supposed to do it so that you can feel this light. Shut that noise off. Shut it off. If you are somebody that finds yourself beating yourself up because you're being told that you have to do it a certain way, um, and there's some sort of shame that's being shared, or make sure that you're just having positive. You could have all the frustration, anger, and rage right here, and then all of a sudden be like, God, where are you? I'm going to plug in. I'm going to try to go right to you. Guess what happens? You don't have to get rid of anything. This is your natural state. This is the divine design of this entire human experience. Is this everything that we have been told our whole lives around everything is just the external noise. Some of it's useful, a lot of it isn't. This is what changes the entire planet, because when you are plugged in, you start being more godlike. Thank you, Ruth. You start being more godlike, and then you are exuding that out to others, and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened? What did you do?" "Oh, I just plugged into God." "Well, like how? Did you what did you do to do that?" "I just made a choice to start plugging into God and sitting with God and talking with God. I just plugged in." "Well, like, did you change your diet? Did did you say mantras? Did it's like, "No, I committed to this next phase of evolution. And I sat and I tried my best every day to just connect to God." And it wasn't easy, and it's not easy, and I'm still doing it every day, because every day, slowly but surely, I will be chipping away at the deep, deep program this planet throws on me when I am born, reminding me over and over that I am disconnected from God and that I have to do all these things in order to feel my natural state, which is an absolute divine connection straight to God. And the only reason this entire planet controls you and I is because we forgot how to do this. Your heart opens to a capacity you can't even imagine when you start doing this. You're not praying for the people that are hurt. You're also praying for the people that hurt. You realize that the way you change this planet isn't just to pray for the people that are in misery and suffering and pain, but you have to pray for the people that are causing it. You start realizing that you don't just have compassion for the people that are in massive, horrific experiences on the planet. You also have compassion for the people that are causing it. When you start plugging in, you realize it's not about me making more money every year at the end of the year so that I can feel like I'm this multimillionaire. You realize, how can I give today? This changes everything, not because you're doing it. Leave it up to your own accord, and you will get caught in those sinful behaviors that we have on the planet. But the second you plug in, God's got your back. God's going to show you. You're going to feel more God-like. You're going to want to be authentic. You're going to want to just be you. Stop telling me what to do. Stop telling me how it works. Stop. Stop. And then you're going to want to share it with others, and you're going to want others to express themselves and to feel loved for just being who they are, navigating this intense human experience. It's all you're going to want to do is give this gift to others. It doesn't mean that we don't have frustrations and disappointments and rage for humans and all the ups and downs and fears and Of course we have that, we're human. When you plug into God, it doesn't take away the human experience. You won't just find yourself sitting in some blissful state. You gotta go out in the world. You gotta figure out how to make money and pay your bills and deal with people that frustrate you, whatever it is that life throws at you, physical ailments, you gotta deal with all of that. Somebody in your life getting sick, passing away. There's a bazillion things that happen in the human experience. Just because you're connected into source doesn't mean those go away. It means you respond very differently. That's all. You're just responding differently. There are no such thing as negative thoughts and negative emotions. Plug into source and let me know if God tells you that's a negative emotion, that's a negative thought. It goes away. Those judgments go away. Slowly but surely they start going away. You really start to recognize from this state, like you just want to like you want to figure out how to end humanity's suffering. It stops going from, like a real self-serving type of place, and you realize, "Oh my god, I'm on this planet to serve. Holy cow. Wow, I'm on this planet to serve." And of course, we have to first feel safe in our own life, right? We have to pay our bills but we also as we start moving through this next phase, we are also gonna feel as if nothing else is working. Maybe I'll just start going straight to God. And then everything else that you listen to, it's just entertainment. Really, truly. It's just part of the fun game that you're in called life. So long as you're staying connected as much as you possibly can, so long as you're staying plugged in as much as you possibly can, the game just becomes more of the game. You won't necessarily find yourself pulled to all of the things that are happening on the planet and those types of things. It's just not going to resonate anymore. And even trying to um, fix yourself or heal yourself, it's like once you plug in and you start plugging in, I don't know, everything starts changing. I'm so excited to start to figure out how to teach people how to plug in. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to show people this tangible experience that humanity's about to have. Not because they took a medicine like ayahuasca, not because they meditated themselves into some state, not because they changed their diet or their thoughts or their behaviors, but because it is their natural birthright. Simply that. Give me a drug addict, give me a monk, give me a child, and no matter where these people are in their lives, they can plug into source and immediately have their entire lives change because of the tangible, palpable, physical experience of connecting straight to source. We're going to stop. We're going to realize we're going to start realizing it's not as complicated and complex and difficult. We're also going to start realizing that unfortunately or fortunately, we can't do this ourselves. We're not God. I think if there's anything that we will be shown, that we have been shown, and that will continue to be shown, is that the more we think that we're the ones that are going to do this, the more that we are going to be searching to do it. We're going to be continuing to search it. The moment you realize, oh my God, I actually just plug into this source. The moment you start plugging into the source, you stop searching. You realize you found source, the God, it, but you realize that now it becomes how do I stay connected kind of, right? Like how do I trust that and have faith in that? But when you think that you're doing it all on your own and that you can do it because you're God, you will notice, if you haven't already, that you will constantly feel as if there is a search. You'll feel as if it's like you get it, but then you lose it, and then you're like, "Did I do it right? Something I didn't do this right. Maybe I need to go do it like this. Maybe I need to." You're gonna be trying to figure it out. And by the way, another thing about going straight to this source, starting to build this relationship, plugging in, activating this particle of God within you, it's very real. It's a very real feeling. It's an experience. It's not logic. Most people right now, when they say, "Oh yeah, I'm connecting to God. God's inside of me. I am God." It's very logical. It's very mind centered. Um, there's a real deep understanding, but it's not a tangible, physical, palpable experience and relationship. And so that's what causes the constant chasing of it, or the constant trying to find or figure it out, or what's the next step to do it? I got to go higher, I got to go deeper, I got to go more in, right? There's more, there's always more to peel back, more to go into. And when you plug straight into source, you start to actually just drop into a state of calm and peace, a knowingness like you're home. It's very strange. It's very real. It's experience. And that's the difference. It never goes away. You're not trying to find it anymore. You're just trying to build the connection or build the relationship. Building it meaning having faith that this is connected every day. Just having that faith. It's a very different space that I believe that we're about to head into, than where people are thinking they're going, which they can go. Everyone gets to go wherever they want to go. But I'm freaking on fire with this. And I'm in training with this. And it's interesting. I'm training with Jesus, right? So I'm sitting there, like even last night, I'm sitting there in my bed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, and he's right there at my bedside. Like I can literally basically touch him kind of feeling. And I'm like, "Man, I'm literally like I'm having a conversation, and I'm learning and I'm training from a non-physical energy that I could easily brush aside. I could easily say isn't here. I could easily, but the faith that I'm building in this relationship, because I know what it's doing in my life. It's changing my entire life. It's changing everything. And it feels right. And I'm looking out in the world and I'm just realizing, like, holy Moses, there is some massive mind control happening. And I'm also realizing that, as difficult as it may be, and I know it's going to be challenging, and there's a lot of sacrifice. I've already made sacrifice. Um, that it's going to gift us with so much amazingness. There's so much amazingness coming. Um, it is really going to be life changing. When we connect into this source, right, into God, we start to remember our blueprint, soul's blueprint. Um, we stop saying, "What am I here for? What's my purpose?" You feel it. Y- and then you realize, "Oh my God, I've got to this." You start being guided by it. And again, the most beautiful piece of all of this that I'm so on fire for is that it doesn't matter if you are homeless in the streets of LA or you are a CEO of this company. Both can stand in front of both can stand together side by side, and both choose to plug into source, plug into God at the same moment, and both be invited in the exact same way. So this whole thing, I mean, I've been in this new age spiritual space for a very long time, and it has always been about trying to reach certain states, trying to get to the next level. There's always these things we have to do. And there's always this awareness that I need to have about what's coming. I always have to be prepared for something, right? None of that is true. This next awareness that we're about to walk into is like, oh my God, I don't have to do anything with my body. God's going to show me, Source is going to show me as soon as I connect what's next. If I'm supposed to eat certain things, I'm going to be so in faith and in trust with this divine connection that I know that I will be shown. I don't need any other direction but this. And that's why I've been talking about lately, not, you're going to start to feel like you're not going to need to go to other things or people anymore. You're just going to go, you're going to go to source. You're going to talk to God. That's what they did when they were in the fifth dimension, these humans, which we were in millions of years ago. They didn't go anywhere other than to source creator. It was just this constant dialogue. It was a constant conversation. It was a constant connection. It was just this constant flow, right? Like a spiral flow that goes in and out of your body. That's why I love using the term, these, what was the term I used earlier? Now my mind's blanking. Living waters, the living waters, because it's just this in and out with your breath. God comes in, God goes out. God comes in, God goes out. God comes in, God goes out. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It's beautiful. Very excited, you guys. And if you are curious about this journey I'm about to take and what it looks like, feels like, go into my SOAR community, the School of Remembrance, and join us because we're about to go on a ride together over there. And you guys are going to be my guinea pigs. My guinea pigs of activating this, connecting, doing this. And I don't know, I've never felt excited about the evolution. I've always been, I've known about this I've known about what's happening on the planet since I was 13, and I have never, ever felt excited. I've always just been like, we are screwed. um, and I don't feel that way at all. I I feel like we're about to be humbled. We're about to get on our knees. We're about to be saved into this glorious reality of plugging in. We're about to realize we're not in charge. We're about to plug into what is in charge. We're about to watch our lives become miraculous and safe and calm and peaceful no matter what we're navigating, trying to find a new job, going through a divorce, losing family members, having to pay the IRS all this money. I don't know, whatever it is. When we are plugged into God, it's a whole other game. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you next Tuesday for another episode of Untangled. Please pass this video on to anybody that you think may resonate with it, need to hear it. Um, and jump into our SOAR community if you feel the call. I love you guys. Also, just plug into Source, start practicing that. I'm going to be teaching more and more about this. Um, I'm on fire with it. I can't wait. I love you guys. Be gentle with yourself and others today. Mwah.